What the f? Both of our tires just fell off. Both of our tires just fell off? How is that even possible? What? Where did they go? What the f? Spoiler alert. We're okay. We're safe, right? We are good. But this story is just too crazy not to share. So for some context, hey, my name is Steve. That was Alana, and this is our home. It is a 2007 Chevy Express bus conversion, and we've been living in it for almost 2 years now. The first year we spent traveling across the United States. Early in our second year, we decided we wanted to take it across borders and come down here where we are now in Mexico. And not mainland Mexico, but just south of California. There's a long peninsula that stretches down. It's called Baja California, and I'm gonna make a separate video reviewing our entire trip around this beautiful peninsula. We've had such amazing experiences. From the places we've stayed, serene, gorgeous beaches, and all for free, which is insane. And then also the people we've met here, the locals, other travelers. It's been lovely. It really has. And I want to share more, but I just want to share this video because, like, what the f? This is a crazy experience. Both of our tires just fell off. Some of the roads down here are not in the best condition. Like, come on, come on, come on. There are some sections that have really nice roads.
I'm driving on the highway and I see people slowing down. I'm like, oh, what's going on? Is there a security checkpoint or something? Nope. Oh, there's just wild horses. There's a horse running in the highway. What are you doing, buddy? I think he's lost.
But we were driving in an area that was not bad at all, actually, when this happened. We were on our way to a small beach town called San Juanico, also known as Scorpion Bay. And we were like just about 15 miles outside of the town.
We got some traffic out here. Excuse me, buddy.
I'm just going slow and there's no one else around. The nearest town from here is 2 hours in the opposite direction. So we're pretty remote. I start going around a curve and the road is going to the right. And as I go right, we just feel a big thud and the back of the bus just bangs on the ground. As this happens, I look in the side view mirror and I see my wheel bouncing in the road. And again, like, most of these roads don't even have a shoulder. It's kind of just like a drop off. But right here just happened to be enough room on the shoulder to where we just safely pulled over. At this point, we looked at each other and we realized we're safe. Let's figure out what's going on. And now we are stranded out here in the middle of nowhere in Mexico. Can't drive. It's about to get dark. It's always an adventure. We saw the wheels were gone, and we have a dually, so we have 2 wheels on each back hub. I am not a mechanic by any means. I am learning a lot more about vehicles as I've been living in them. You don't need to be a mechanic to know that that's not supposed to happen. Yeah, that's not good. That's not supposed to be like that. First thing, we need to find the missing tires. And there's one in the road, so we grab that one, and at that time, a car comes pulling up the road, the same direction we just came from. They didn't even pass us to consider and like see what was going on. They just pulled right over behind us as soon as they saw we were on the side of the road. They ask if we're okay. We are okay, but we point to the tires, and he sees that. He's like, oh, and I start explaining to him how I did feel this little wobble like a few miles up the road, so I'm not even sure if maybe that's when the first tire came off. And he immediately was like, don't worry, we will find your tire, even if it takes getting the whole town out here. And that right there was just so calming and so reassuring to have someone who I don't even know, this is a stranger I just met 30 seconds ago, just say, we're gonna help you, it's gonna be okay. Like, that was so cool. And as we are talking about this, another car pulls up, and it just so happens that that was the local mechanic. So he hops out of the car, he assesses the damage and takes a look at where the wheel should be. And he says, I don't have my tools on me right now, but I will go back, get my stuff, and I'll come back and I'll try to help you. That all happened within the first 10 minutes. Like the first 2 people who passed by. Someone's looking out for us out here. So that felt good. At that point, Juan and his wife, Irma, they hop in their car and they take off down the road to go help look for my tire. Also, Alana jumps in the car with them and they take off. And the mechanic goes back to town. Now I'm out here alone and it's getting dark. I'm a little worried. I kind of wish Alana did not leave, but trying to remain calm. Everything will be okay. I just want her to come back here. And now I just kind of get sucked down this thought pattern of, how did our wheels even fall off? Like the lug nuts would have to come loose. Is it possible that someone could have loosened them? And maybe is it possible that someone could have followed us to see where they fell off, since we would be vulnerable? And now all this is going through my head and I'm like, oh my goodness, Alana just got in the car with them. Oh, I'm standing on the side of the road alone, freaking out now. And in a couple of minutes they all came back and they did not find the tire, which was disappointing. It was relieving to see Alana was still alive. Irma had been thinking, because clearly I wasn't thinking clearly in this time. Irma said, you know what? The lug nuts are still in the road here. That means the tire would not have been able to come off until here. So the other wheel's probably around here somewhere. And now at this point it's dark, but we get some flashlights and start looking around. You found it? Oh! Wow, okay. Muy bien. Muchas gracias. Okay, there it is. Ow, okay. Watch out for the cactus. Yeah. So thanks to Irma, we found the missing tire and the mechanic came back to help. Although it wasn't easy, some of the studs were bent a little bit, so with a little elbow grease or maybe a little knee grease, we got those studs straight enough to get the tires back on. But we were still not fully in the clear. I found 6 of the 8 lug nuts, but it was dark and it was getting late, so we just put those 6 lug nuts on and they followed us as we slowly drove the rest of the way to town. And we woke up the next morning here. This is San Juanico. It's a small, quiet beach town and mostly popular for surfers because there are multiple points with different surf breaks. And although we still had some problems that needed solutions, we decided to delay that a little bit and celebrate because it was Alana's birthday. Hello.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Happy birthday, Alana.
Happy birthday, everybody.
So we ventured down to the beach. We found a spot to park with some friends. First time driving on a beach in the Pacific Ocean. Woohoo! This is a beautiful spot here with the hard sand all around here. Wow. Even though it was super windy, we still made the most of it. When we first pulled into town, we parked on the cliffs. That's a really popular spot for surfers to park because the waves are over there. But we were looking for more of a beach spot, and we drove down the road and found this. No one else is here. It's absolutely beautiful. Sorry, it's very windy today. Let me try to block the wind. I was shocked to just see Juan pull up. That is the guy who pulled over when we broke down. They were so kind. They stayed with us the whole time until the mechanic arrived with his tools. I thought he would just happen to drive by. I was like, what are you doing out here? Are you just driving by? He said, no, I was looking for you. He wanted to come and see how we were doing and see if we needed help. And we still do. We still are missing 2 lug nuts and we need to do something about this. This is not good. Luckily, there was not really much more damage since we need 2 more lug nuts. Juan mentioned him and his wife are already planning on going to the city tomorrow anyway. It's like 2 hours away from here. And he said he can take one of our lug nuts. He'll take it to the city and see if he can find a matching pair so we can get a full set. And just like, how nice is that? He just came out here for the sole purpose of trying to see if he can help us. At this point, I was full of gratitude. A man that was a stranger very recently, going out of his way not only once when he pulled over and stayed with us the entire time until we were back on the road, but now again, although he did admit his wife made him go out and search for us. I think she was more worried, but still, he did it. Just goes to show there's still good people out there in this world. And although he offered to try and go find us 2 new lug nuts since he was going to the city, I wanted to first go back to the spot where this happened before we send him to the city to go get new nuts. We had some friends who have a car that's a little faster than my bus. We came back to the point where it happened. This is where the wheels fell off, right over here. You can actually see this scrape in the road. This is where it happened. This is my rotor. So the wheels fell off right here, the rotor hit the ground, and we skidded over there and pulled over. That's wild. That's the bush where the tire went. Oh shit, I got one. Wait, where is it? It's down there. Let's go check it out. Woo! There's so many little prickly wigglies down here. There it is, there's one. Hell yeah. Ding dong. Okay. That's one. That means the other one's gotta be around here somewhere. It's right there, under that tree, under that plant. Woohoo! We got it! Yes! We found them. I'm surprised you found these. There it is. All right, so we are torqued.
Wow, they went on excellently. Like, they went on perfectly. Like,
The studs aren't stripped.
no, the studs are fine, which is really lucky. Like, I don't know. I think you're fine.
Yeah, fine to drive to the mechanic.
Yeah, you can get them to inspect it, ask them what they think. Your tire's holding air perfectly. Your rim's ruined, but they'll have rims. I think you're solid. I really do think you're solid. But just to be safe, what's gonna happen is every 100 miles, like I said, we're gonna pull over and we're gonna redo this. We're gonna retorque every single one of them, and you should be fine.
All right, thanks, man.
Before leaving town, we stopped to see Juan and Irma one last time. They invited us into their home where Alana ended up getting a haircut, and Juan proudly showed me his collection of instruments. We stayed and talked for a while, learning about what life is like here. He moved here when he was 15 by himself. He said his uncle lived here. He was a surfer. He hasn't surfed in a few years, but he worked as a fisherman here for like 40 years. Just such lovely people. Just full of good vibes right now. It might not seem like much, but for me, moments like these are what travel is all about. What started as a breakdown on the side of the road turned into something positive we would have never expected. A reminder that even in the toughest moments, human connection can turn everything around. We eventually made it to the next city where we found a shop to inspect the damage and replace our rim. It was a pretty simple fix, and we were back on the road in no time. Important lessons learned. Check more often to make sure lug nuts are torqued, and never underestimate the kindness of strangers. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, I invite you to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.